Welcome back, design students. Let's create a stem for our pear, and we'll throw a material on here and render it out and call this done. So let's switch to the top viewport and create a cylinder. The pears have a pretty distinctive stem. Go to the Modify tab, switch back to the front viewport, drag that up to the top, switch to the perspective viewport, zoom in, hit Z on your keyboard to make sure we're rotating around the stem object, and make sure that it's where it's supposed to be. Okay, adjust the radius and height as need be. Pears have a pretty thick stem. Now we're going to bend this, so it's going to have some height segments. Let's make it 5. And then let's convert this to an editable poly. And let's delete that top polygon and grab those top vertices and scale them out in all axes. And then let's do the same with these, but not quite so much. And maybe scale these down, and then down, and then down. So you get something that looks kind of like that. Now I'm going to pull these down a little bit, and you'll see why in just a minute. Okay, so let's go to border mode and click on that top edge, and then extrude that straight up. Let go of everything and then extrude it straight up again. Now pears kind of have this sort of knob on the end of their stem. I'm going to pull that in like that. That might be a little much. And now I'm going to hold down Shift and extrude that in. Then I'm going to hold down Shift with the Move tool and extrude that down in. And then we're going to get the Scale tool, hold down Shift once, hold down Shift again, and go to the modeling tools and collapse that inward. And there we have sort of a pear stem. Now let's scroll down here and find the NURMS display, because we want to see what that's going to look like. And let's go to vertex mode and start to grab some of these vertices here and make that a little more irregular. Now that might look a little too knobby, so I'm going to grab these vertices with that smoothing still enabled and pull that down a little bit like that. And then maybe scale it in. Yeah, that looks a little better. So much of this stuff is just experimentation. Then I'm going to turn off the smoothing preview. And I'm going to go to polygon mode, select that vertex, hold down control, that polygon, hold down control, double click on the one next to it. And then I'm going to try to scale these in a little bit, just so I pull that whole top part in and pull that down somewhat. Let's see what that looks like. No, I think I liked it better the other way. Okay, we can turn off the NURMS subdivision, or actually let's just leave it on, and bend it. So let's make sure you're at the top level and find the bend modifier in the modifier list and bend it. And there you go. and then finish with an edit poly. Now all we need is a material. So let's open up the material editor, move to a blank place, grab the physical material, drag off the base color map, go to Maps, General, Bitmap, and find the pear texture that I created for you, and then apply it to the pear. So let's create a stem material for the stem as well. Physical material, base color map, Maps, General, Bitmap, and pick one of the stem or bark material, textures that I've given you, and apply that to the cylinder. Now the stem is not going to be reflective at all, so select that material, zero out the reflections, and dial up the roughness. We can close that first. Let's unhide our backdrop and our Arnold lights. And let's turn off edged faces. Turn on active shade so that we can adjust the reflectiveness of the pear material. It's very shiny, so we need to work on that. So select the pear material, and let's go ahead and name it while we're here. And I'm going to name the pear stem material as well. So select the pear material and work on the roughness and the reflectiveness. That keeps happening. Whenever I let go, it goes to 0. Rotate around that, see if that looks good. We can also move the light. If we go back to our viewports here, we can take the light and move it to the other side, kind of see how that looks. I need to put the pear down on the ground. I'm going to select the pear and the stem and put the pear down on the ground, and it looks like I need to rotate it a little bit because it's lopsided. So I'm going to rotate it like that and then move it back up so that it's sitting on the ground. Now, with your perspective view selected, go ahead and render that out. Click the save icon, name it. Make sure you specify JPEG. Click save, click OK, and then you can upload that into your ArtStation portfolio. Hope you enjoyed these tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one.